Living in China is truly unfortunate. It was agonizing to deal with the unfinished housing projects, and now even buying cars has become a fiasco. In January 2024, while people were still basking in the false joy of the 5.2% GDP growth data released by the Chinese government, a car company quietly imploded. Recently, Guangdong Yong'ao Investment Group collapsed due to a broken capital chain. Overnight, over 80 of its 4S automobile dealerships closed, leaving thousands of customers who had paid unable to receive their cars, leading to mass protests at the stores. See, I'm not lying, it's closed, and the showroom cars are gone. There are people everywhere, all of whom paid but couldn't get their cars. I heard there are 46 stores in Dongguan, and now all are closed and sealed off. They told me on Sunday that my car had arrived and asked me to collect it. They kept saying that they would handle the paperwork, but it took days and never happened. Then I heard from a friend that the store had closed, so I came to see for myself, and indeed, it was closed. One of the 4S store's customers sits with tears down his face. He had already paid tens of thousands in down payment and even taken out a bank loan, but all is lost now. Have you made the down payment for the car you mentioned earlier? You haven't? That's good. I did. Didn't you see the news? That Yong'ao Group, the shop where we went to buy our cars, all shut down overnight. Over 80 of their 4S shops closed. I had already paid tens of thousands for the down payment, and the bank loan was approved. I was just about to collect the car, and then overnight, they all shut down. There's not a single car in the 4S shop, and the police have sealed off the shops. I don't know what to do now. Why am I so unlucky? I thought I'd buy a car to go home for the new year, then come back next year and join the ride-hailing industry. But now everything is gone. I'm so anxious. I heard that the CEO went abroad for the new year with his mistress, taking all the money. Many employees didn't receive their salaries. For me, my worry is the loan and the approved down payment from the bank, but there's no car. Information online also confirmed the car company imploded. A mainland netizen shared online, over 80 automobile dealerships of Guangdong Yong'ao Group are at risk of bankruptcy liquidation. Currently, the Nancheng store has 28 cars undelivered and 38 cars awaiting license plate registration. The netizen also mentioned that the group owes salaries to its employees, many of whom are waiting for the wages to support their families. Several netizens revealed that they purchased cars from Yong'ao Group, but now with the stores closed, they won't be able to get their cars. Online rumors suggest that Yong'ao Group primarily sold cars from brands like Honda, Wanjie, Audi, and Volvo. Now the vehicles in the stores have all been repossessed by banks for debt settlement, and ordinary employees are waiting for labor arbitration. To fight for their rights and interests, consumers and employees are posting on local government platforms demanding explanations. One post by a former employee of Humin Yongjie SAIC Volkswagen under Guangdong Yong'ao Group said he left in mid-July 2023 due to unpaid salaries and still hasn't received wages for April to July. He contacted the company several times but never received a clear response. By reviewing other posts on government platforms, it's evident that Yong'ao Group's failure to pay salaries isn't an isolated incident. As early as 2023, employees reported on the website of the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security that Yong'ao Group had been delaying salaries since January 2023. Some employees have not been paid for up to 6 months. The reports involved over 30 shops in the Dongguan area, confirming the notion that unpaid wages are a harbinger of a company's impending collapse. To control employees, the company even threatened to sack them for making complaints under their real names or maliciously adjusting their positions to force resignations without compensation, all of which violate labor laws. In addition to unpaid wages, Yong'ao Group frequently delayed car deliveries. Many car owners have not received their cars on time after paying for them. These issues and the company's implosion have completely eroded public trust in Yong'ao Group. Furthermore, the official lack of a statement or solution to this implosion has heightened consumer panic. One car owner who bought a car from Yongshuan 4S shop in Tangsha, Dongguan, said that although he had collected his car before the incident, after-sales service was no longer guaranteed. He said, "I bought a new car, but it's not registered and can't be legally driven away. Now there's no one in the store. What should I do?" Another car owner from the Yongjie 4S shop in Humen Town, Dongguan, said, "I've already paid for the car but haven't collected it. Now all the cars in the store have been repossessed by the bank. Who will take care of the owner's losses?" Furthermore, on-site visits by relevant personnel have confirmed the substantial losses suffered by consumers in this incident.
I've seen unfinished housing projects before, but never unfinished car purchases. People have paid and booked their cars, but now they can't collect them because the 5S shops have closed. I'm currently in Liaobu, Dongguan, and the affected 4S shop is near where I work. I only saw the news last night. A large group vanished overnight. No more company, no more cars. I came to the scene and it's true. Many people are here protesting. The Link & Co store still has cars inside, but a temporarily closed sign is already up. The Weltmeister showroom is now empty, with not a single car inside, with a sign saying, "Store upgrading, temporarily closed." The delivery center, previously filled with a row of cars, is now empty. The Aiwei showroom is also empty, with a temporarily closed sign, and the staff won't allow filming, threatening to call the police. Lotus is still operating normally, but without customers. The real operational status is unknown. For ordinary consumers who have paid deposits, taken out loans, or paid in full, they expected to happily take their cars home, but now their anticipation has turned into shock.
Even some car owners who paid a deposit and secured a bank loan couldn't get their cars and climbed onto the rooftop of the 4S shop, contemplating suicide. The reason why this car company's implosion has caused such a stir is that Guangdong Yong'ao Investment Group is quite famous locally, a highly influential comprehensive business group in Guangdong. According to the Chinese Chi-Cha-Cha app, the group was established in 1997, primarily focusing on industrial investment, property investment, equity investment, and corporate management, among many other areas. Automotive sales services were one of Yong'ao Group's core businesses. Yong'ao Group has developed over 27 years in China and enjoyed a high reputation in the industry, once ranking among the top 100 domestic car dealer groups. It had achievements in commercial vehicles, sedans, etc., representing over 20 domestic and international car brands. However, in recent years, Yong'ao Group has yet to make the list, especially in the last 2 years, when the group's business problems rapidly surfaced. Currently on China's Tianyancha platform, Yong'ao Group is still active and hasn't entered bankruptcy liquidation. However, its associated company Dongguan Penglong Yonglai Automobile Sales Service was listed as a judgment debtor on January 5th. Given the current situation, Yong'ao Group will likely soon be listed as a judgment debtor too. Another car salesperson from a different dealership shared her views on this implosion on a video platform, saying that she's been forced to reassure many customers, with the most common message being, "Will your 4S also close down and flee?"
The closure of over 80 4S shops in Guangzhou is unimaginable, truly happening overnight. In these 4S shops in the Yong'an Group, the dealers fled, leaving everything behind. Even the showroom cars were taken away by the police overnight. The government has reportedly intervened now. I'm heartbroken, not out of curiosity, but as a 4S shop salesperson myself, facing such a situation, what about the customers? Many paid for their cars but didn't receive them. What about their losses? Last night, a customer, very anxious after hearing the news, asked me if our store was also under this group. I reassured them that we were not, but what about other customers? Those who have collected their cars are okay, but what about those who haven't? Those who paid deposits, paid in full, or collected the car but didn't receive the vehicle registration document. How will these ordinary people cope? It's their hard-earned money, you know, and it's happening at the end of the year. Do you think it's possible to recover so many cars all at once? It's not possible. Even if the government and police intervene, the capital chain has been broken and the company has gone bankrupt. How can they get the money back?
Many might wonder, if there's no issue with the car brands, why does the closure of car dealerships affect consumers buying cars? This is because in China, car dealers commonly use a business model where they pledge the vehicle registration document to banks for loans, leading to a series of problems. In this model, the normal practice is for car dealers to pay the bank after selling the car and reclaiming the pledged document so the car owner can get their vehicle registration. However, some dealers exploited this system using customers' payments for other investments, leading to cash flow problems and the inability to repay the bank. Consequently, consumers can't get their registration documents. Without this document, new cars face risks like being unable to be registered, insured, or compensated. Thus, many consumers face delayed car deliveries, or even if they get their car, they can't complete registration due to missing documents. So the question arises, who will protect these consumers' interests? Some netizens believe that ultimately consumers will bear the blunt, as in China, consumers in such situations cannot be guaranteed protection. Facing such situations feel quite powerless, as ultimately it's us, the consumers, who suffer. Regarding the issues that have already occurred, honestly, resolving them is quite difficult. We can only rely on legal procedures now, and even those aren't guaranteed to be effective. So my advice to those who haven't collected their cars yet, or are planning to buy, is to always check the ranking of the dealership group owning the 4S shop. Secondly, if you can collect your car immediately, do so. Don't just book and plan to collect it months later. You never know when this might happen to you, but this has nothing to do with the car manufacturers. It's the behavior of the dealerships. I wish everyone good luck. According to reports from mainland China, from last year to the beginning of this year, over 4,000 4S shops in China have closed down. So the massive implosion of car dealerships this year was foreseeable. The collapse of car dealership groups in 2024 began last year, starting with the owner of a dealership group in Jinan that specialized in Japanese brands, including Toyota and now Yong'ao Group. From what we see now, the 30 million car sales in China are a joke. How many dealerships have been crushed under unsold inventory? Nobody knows how many cars were sold in China in 2023. Our country only heavily promoted the 30 million figure, chasing annual sales growth, but this result is not important or meaningful to us. It's probably only certain leaders in China who want to see these numbers. What I want to say is that in 2024, buying a car requires extra caution as more dealerships and dealership groups will continue to fall. The current situation is quite ironic. On one side are the new energy and electric vehicle companies that are making a loss, and on the other, traditional fuel car dealerships are losing even more. Then some consumers feel shortchanged no matter how low the prices go. This is the distorted state of China's car market. But tracing the root causes of these implosions, we find that the biggest reason for the collapse of traditional car dealerships in 2023 was China's car market price war. Data from the China Automobile Dealers Association shows that only 37.4% of dealerships completed their annual targets in 2023. More than 60% of dealerships did not meet their annual sales goals. Among them, 39.4% of dealerships had a task completion rate of 70 to 90%, and 23.2% had a completion rate of less than 70%. In addition to the price war, overcapacity, price collapses, and competition from new energy vehicles are also significant pressures for traditional dealerships. China's heavy promotion of new energy vehicles led to their market share exceeding 35%. With a shrinking sales market, traditional fuel vehicles could only resort to price cuts to regain market share, resulting in a price collapse. Furthermore, consumers' lack of interest in discounted fuel vehicles has led to overproduction and sales difficulties. Fundamentally, the widespread collapse of traditional dealerships like Yong'ao is a manifestation of China's economic downturn. High saving rates and a weak social safety net have created a deep-seated reluctance to consume. This financial repression results in low spending compared to production capacity, directly leading to economic woes. Xie Qinho, chairman of Investment Media, believes that under the state system, China's industrial overcapacity and e-commerce price wars have become unsolvable. These deep-rooted issues in China's economy will likely require significant efforts to resolve. The real core issue is a centralized autocratic system, but no political leaders or investment experts worldwide dare to challenge this, preventing a true understanding of the decline in China's economy. According to statistics from the China Automobile Dealers Association, dealerships unanimously believe that the competitive pressure in the car market will intensify in 2024. Traditional dealerships will continue to face issues such as lower new car prices, high inventory pressure, tight funding, and low profit margins. Many challenges will be tougher than in 2023, and 2024 may see even more closures in a continuing cycle of collapses.